Hi everyone. So we're just jumping on because this March we are so excited. You've seen me hold this product before and lots of others obviously have the 7-day Fresh Start set. It's actually on offer this month, which is amazing in itself. And what it is, it's a 7-day, so it's for 7 days only, intermittent fasting. Now intermittent fasting before this set come out was something I knew absolutely nothing about, had no interest in. I thought it was for fitness freaks and health gurus, and I am neither. So I was just like, not interested. Obviously, when Arbonne bring anything out, when you're a consultant, you're like, oh, got to try that. And that's exactly what I did. So I looked into it a bit more and obviously tried the intermittent fasting. So I personally do 16 hours of fasting and 8 hours of my eating window. But I think one of the main things to think of with intermittent fasting is the fact that it is flexible.
Yeah.
So as long as your fasting window is longer than your eating window, you are doing an intermittent fast. So you can start, your times you start and finish are entirely up to you, and you can do it around your lifestyle. Like I say, the 16/8 works perfect for me and it works perfect for my lifestyle. So that's what I choose to do. But what comes in the set? So you get a I'll get it
Matcha
out.
powder.
Yeah, a matcha tea powder. So again, never had matcha tea before, didn't know a lot about it. I now have matcha tea every single morning. I do mix it with oat milk and honey, which you don't do on this on the fast. So you can have the matcha on its own when you're in your fasting window, and it doesn't affect anything at all, but it does give you a nice little energy boost. Now, we're going to make some up now.
Yes.
What I will say about this is when I first had it, I was a bit like, is all I don't know.
Yeah.
I know you've
I
had
think
it,
it depends on what you're doing at the time. So for me, when I first did this last year, when it first launched, I was into like loads of sugar, loads of sweet things. And if whenever I had food, I'd put like loads of salt on it. So when I had that as well, I was a bit like, oh my gosh. But actually, when I did the program and then I had the matcha probably on day maybe 5 or 6, actually it tasted completely different because my pH balance sort of changed. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I was like, to start with, was like, yeah, not keen on this, but I'm going to have it.
Yeah.
And then, like, say, by the end, I was like, actually, I quite like it. And
Yeah.
now, like
It's
I
like your
say,
taste buds change, don't they?
yeah,
I think it depends what temperature you have it as well.
Yeah.
yeah. So you can have it hot or cold. Now,
I prefer it's like warm.
I like hot, prefer it hot myself. What about you, Danny?
Do you know what? When I've done the 7-day Fresh Start, I have a hot one at night time and a cold one in the morning.
Preference or
No,
not?
just yeah, no, I like both.
No, actually, Kerry is brand new. So Kerry's not had it yet. So
It's going to be our first try in a minute.
Yeah, this is going to be.
So if you spit it out,
it's not going to look good, is it? It's all right. We're honest.
Everyone tastes different.
They are, and I always say I'm always
I'll use that
honest.
one.
And every time they bring something new out, I'm always in this almost hope that I don't like it because my products are just getting more and more. But I look, when you generally say, because I hate saying to everything, oh my God, I love this, this, because I think people must feel like it's a bit fake.
Yeah.
But generally,
yeah,
I do like most of it. I don't want to get this.
What do you want me to hold up this?
Right. So the thing with matcha tea is, I might not be, not that I'm trying to teach people to suck eggs, so to speak, but ideally, you want to make it with a matcha bamboo whisk. Now, Danny obviously has gone all out and she's got the full set.
I'm ready.
She's got the full set.
But
so
when I did it last year, I
like
didn't
that.
have this. I just made it in a mug or a glass.
Yeah.
So this is my first time using this. So I'll tell you if I think it tastes different with it.
And I wasn't aware of why you should use a matcha whisk. So we empty the powder into the little bowl.
Right.
I do this. You don't have to have the full set, by the way. I do it just in my mug. And then, did you bring some water?
Yeah.
So just put a little bit of water. I don't want to spill it. Just a little bit of water.
Little bit, yeah.
And then
can't quite see it without it.
Have you soaked?
No.
Right.
Can you soak it in that or not?
I suppose it's warm, isn't it? So ideally, what you need to do
You
is
told me last week.
I told her what you need to do is when you first get your bamboo whisk.
But I
just
did take the
soak
plastic
it.
off that you told me to take off.
Yeah, just soak it for a couple of minutes in hot water.
Okay.
I did do my first one without soaking it and then soaked it after. So
Okay.
we'll do this
Are
like
you
this.
sure you don't want to put it in here?
Well,
Or
it's gonna
No,
take a
okay,
couple of
fine.
minutes, isn't it?
Oh, right.
So we'll go
We're no Blue Peter, are we? Here's one from earlier.
Yeah.
No.
I'll pop and get mine from across the road. But yeah, ideally soak this for a couple of minutes in warm water because it just helps your bamboo. Otherwise it can go a bit stiff. But basically you can't.
Yeah, you can't really sit. Let me hold it up actually. There we go.
So this is what it looks like. And matcha can be, and then you just like whisk it because it doesn't dissolve brilliantly. So if you give it a nice little whisk, I love doing this in the morning. I feel like it's a new little ritual.
Yeah.
Like on a little cooking show.
Kids will like doing this, won't they?
And then I'd like,
Sorry.
like I say, I do mine in my cup, and then I just add, like I mix it with my oat milk. Then I add my honey and continue to give it a mix, and then I add my water from the kettle. So then you can nice mix.
Yeah.
Mixed it all up, and then you just pour it.
I've got them here.
Oh, I was gonna.
Oh, what do you do?
If you were making a full cup, you would then pour that into your cup. Do you see what I mean? Because all you're doing is mixing a little bit in your bowl.
Oh, right.
So you're just mixing a bit in your bowl.
Okay.
And then
you add it to more hot water.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
oat milk
Just
or
like
cold.
dissolve it, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Right.
So like I say, in mine, I go mix it in the bottom of my mug.
Yeah.
With the oat milk. Then I put my honey in.
Okay.
Give it a mix again, and then I add the rest of my water to the mug.
Okay, so do you want to add that to the mug then?
Yeah, but when I've seen like the professionals do it, they seem to mix in this and then pour
Go on
it.
then. And then we'll all have a taste.
Then you just put it in.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't mix very well with.
Oh, so that would all be dissolved. Is it because I didn't soak the bamboo thing?
Yeah, we'll blame Danny. I've just making it up now.
Just so everyone knows, that isn't a box of heroes with heroes in. Just so everybody's clear, it's just a Tupperware box.
It's
with
healthy snacks
with nuts in.
Right, I'm letting you pour that.
Right, so I'll pour this in the shot glasses then for us to all have a little drink. So the biggest thing that the biggest thing that I learned, oh my gosh, it's going everywhere. This is not professional at all.
Oh, Danny.
There we go.
Okay.
Thank you.
Right. I'll tell you what the biggest thing I learned was in just a moment.
This is big.
Let's see what
Do it in the kitchen.
That's the biggest thing, yeah.
Cheers, ladies.
Cheers.
Here's to matcha.
Right.
So this is what we can have in our fasting window. And you can have two of these. The set
it does
comes
taste
with two a
different.
day.
It does taste different.
It doesn't really. I don't know how to describe the taste though. It doesn't really taste.
Richer.
It doesn't really give you an aftertaste though.
No.
or anything like that, does
It
it?
tastes like a cup of tea with no milk, no sugar or anything, just hot water.
I don't drink the tea
I
bag.
don't drink tea either. So, but the reason
Yeah.
I didn't get around to saying the reason you're supposed to use the bamboo whisk is two reasons. So if you use a metal spoon, whisk, or whatever, firstly, it can give it a metallic taste. And secondly, it can take out some of the antioxidant properties that are in there.
Yeah.
So if you're buying an A grade matcha, really you want to be keeping those properties because the reason you're buying A grade is to get all of the goodness.
Yeah.
So if you use, ideally, like I say, I didn't know this to start with, and I definitely have done a couple of the fresh starts without knowing this.
Yeah.
But it's only as I've looked into it more, it's the sort of thing actually I like.
So
it was my daughter.
So what's this for? This came in the set.
Don't know because I haven't got the set, Danny. Maybe
What's
maybe that's to scoop.
Let us know. Oh yeah, maybe that's to scrape from the bowl. Let me share what I learned then, because I thought this was really interesting. So when they launched this last year at our global conference in Las Vegas, I had never really heard of intermittent fasting. I didn't really know what it was. And if you'd asked me last year what is it, I'd have thought people starve themselves. This is not what it is. So basically, how I understood it was when we go to sleep at night time and we don't eat, our body goes into some sort of like repair mode, but for the first probably 8 to 10 hours it only gives us like a very light repair. So if you imagine in your house the kids have all gone to bed and you've literally just gone around the house quickly with a duster, quickly like wiped the tabletops and gone to bed, and you've not given your house a deep clean, you've just given it like a quick 2 minutes, like put the toys away, wipe the table, quickly dust, done and you've gone to bed, but the house hasn't had a deep clean. That's what happens to our body at night time. So if we go to sleep for 8 to 10 hours, we just get like a real quick, like little wipe over. If we do intermittent fasting for 12 hours plus, so when I first started doing this last year and I did it for a week, I had a newborn, I had a toddler, and I was breastfeeding. So I did 12 hours. But like Tracy said, some people do longer, and that's absolutely fine. When you hit that 12-hour mark, what happens is your body goes into a deep clean. So if you imagine you're cleaning the house, this is where you're literally pulling out like the skirt, you're getting the skirting board, you're cleaning there, like you've literally gone to like the top of the picture frames and you're dusting at the top and you've gone like into massive spring clean mode and your house is gleaming like your moving house. So this is what happens in our body. So something happens where all of the dead cells that could just get left to linger in our body get flushed out of the system because our body is able to do that. Because the reason it can't do that normally is when you wake up, you haven't given the cells enough time to leave your body because you've woken up and you've started eating again and your body's digesting and it's going to work doing all of that. So if you do 12 hours plus, your body's done everything it needs to do in the first 8 to 10 hours. And then it's got this extra 2 hours thinking, oh, we've done everything. Everything on the tick list is done. What should I do now? Oh, let's do a deep clean. So it literally goes in and gets all the toxic and dead skin cells, all the dead cells. It goes around the whole body into like all the nuts and crevices and literally grabs them and then flushes them all out. And so when I did this, I literally could feel, this is going to sound bizarre, but I literally could feel when my body went into those extra couple of hours that I wouldn't normally have into repairing and regenerating healthier cells at the end of the week. And I know you said about doing a body scan. You could literally feel like your body had all new cells. It got rid of all the rubbish, toxic like ones lying around, and I felt like my body, my home had the biggest spring clean you could imagine, and I felt the best that I ever felt.
I'm starting to think you've got a cleaning obsession because whenever we look at anything, you always go to the cleaning method. I've never heard that. I've never heard
You
it
know,
described like that
in my
before, no.
head,
But
that was how I
makes perfect,
understood
yeah.
it. Yeah.
It's real simple way to explain
Yeah.
it, yeah, because it's your body needs the time. So
Yeah.
if it's always having to digest food, it doesn't get the time to then look at all the other things. And this is where they say it's really, really good for the tummy area.
Yes.
Because the other thing your body does once it's done that deep clean is it then starts to go at the fat areas,
Yeah.
so to speak, so it
Yeah.
can like work its way at them. So it's really good for the tummy area, and that's
Yeah.
the main thing I found from it, that I felt much flatter as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. I felt the same.
So yeah, I mean, obviously when you're eating as well, you need to be eating healthy. So we can't say we say eat plenty within your eating window.
Yeah.
You should never feel hungry.
No,
when you
I
do the
didn't.
fast.
When I did, I've only done it twice. So
Yeah.
when we do it this month, it'll be my third time. I never felt hungry
Yeah.
because I felt like I was eating more, but it was
Yeah.
good quality food.
Yeah, so I would say plan, never feel hungry, because I always thought fasting was a bit of a punishment for your body.
Yeah.
I can remember doing, I think it was a 24-hour fast when I was at
Oh,
high
gosh.
school, and it was for comic relief or
Right,
something
yeah,
like
for
that.
charity, yeah.
Yeah, so it was a charity one and we all did it. And I can remember absolutely starving. And this is what I think it's what put me off even looking at fasting, because I was just like, never ever in my life am I doing that again. But you shouldn't feel like that, because actually the reason we do the fasting is to reward our body, to say
Yeah.
thank you for
Yes.
looking after us and keeping
Yeah.
us healthy. We're going to make sure you've got the best
Yeah.
chance to
And
do
if you
that.
had a body scan on like the day you started and the day you
I'd love
finished,
to.
oh my gosh, the difference would be massive.
Yeah, I said I'd love to have been able to have done that, because
Yeah.
you can feel it, but it's hard to
Describe it. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, so you start. So when you get up in the morning, generally you have what we've just had there, a
matcha. Yep.
matcha, and then depending what time you're breaking your fast,
Yeah.
you break your fast with
Give it a little shake.
the lovely golden renewal protein,
You get 7 of these, so one for every
day. So it is very yellow. Now you're breaking your fast when you have this,
Yeah.
so you can have it on its own. You can put fruit with it. Some people
Alternative
put
milk.
spinach. Yeah.
Yeah.
I tend to make it with
That's
oat
just with
milk.
water,
Yeah.
that is.
I tend to make it with oat milk because I just think oat milk makes everything a bit creamier.
Yeah.
It does have quite a spicy taste because it's got turmeric in it. It's got
Cinnamon.
It's got milk thistle in it. It's got all the properties that are really good for helping your body after it's like detoxified.
Yeah.
So let's see if we can do this one a bit more successfully than what we did the last one.
I love this. So
I do.
Arbonne don't sell this on its own. They only sell it in this set. I can't wait to do the 7-day Fresh Start just to have this protein shake. It's so delicious.
And it's the pea protein as well, isn't
Yes.
it? That one?
Yeah.
Same as our
So
others.
good for your blood.
Yeah.
Right. Go on then, Tracy.
I think I've smelt that before.
You might have done here. I've
I
had
think
these
it's from
here.
something I've possibly had.
You might have had it here before. I'll just have the NutriBullet cup. I love it.
I understand.
I
you do
love
that.
it. I love it.
They don't. I think the reason I think this is correct of me saying this. The reason that they don't sell it singly is because of some of the ingredients in it. It's not something you want to be having
All
on a
the time.
long-term
Yeah.
daily basis.
Cheers.
So yeah, cheers.
Cheers.
So we can now break our fast.
Hmm.
It's quite
Oh, I
spicy.
love
I
it.
do love it as well.
I
I'm with
love
Danny, I
it.
love it. But it's
Sort
quite
of got
spicy.
like a warm taste to it.
Yeah.
Mm.
What do you think?
It's not as bad as what I thought. I
Some
was
people don't
dreading
like it.
this.
I love it, but some people it's not for them.
And that's
This is
when
nice.
But that's when I say to people if they're like, oh, I really don't like that, add your fruit.
Yeah.
Because
Or
it does-
alternate milk will
yeah,
make it
Because
taste
it does
different.
change
Yeah.
the taste of it.
It's just got like
I think I might have some more.
a spiciness to it.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's an offensive taste or anything.
No.
Like it's just don't really taste of
No.
much,
There's
does
nothing
it?
bad.
No.
Oh.
It's just a different taste to the other proteins we use.
Terrible.
And then the other thing you're getting in the set is this one's empty because it's one I've just kept for
Delicious.
purposes. You get 7 days again of the Omnigut.
Yes.
So this is your gut health, another gut health product. 'Cause we have a few of them on the market.
We had a girl, we went to a training day yesterday, there were 65 of us, and this girl got up to the front and was asked what's her one favourite product in Arbonne. Bearing in mind we have over 500 products, she could have picked anything. And this is what she said, didn't she?
Yeah, and do you want to share why she picked it?
Her daughter suffers really badly with anxiety. I think many of us can relate, either personally or with children. And she said this, having one of these a day, it hasn't cured it, but it has made such a difference to her daughter's mental well-being and being able to go to school and not suffering with like panic attacks, and it was like depression as well, did she say?
And she said her daughter turned around and her daughter said, "I'm fixed."
Oh yeah, she did, didn't she?
That was her
She
daughter's
did.
words.
Forgot that part.
And I just think knowing the difference between the different gut health products obviously is key. The way I look at it, this one is to repair like a leaky gut. So if you've got
Yeah.
like holes in your guts, this one is going to help repair that.
Yeah.
So it's one my husband takes. It's in a capsule, so it's easy to take. You're not mixing it with water. It's just a capsule form.
Yeah.
And they say to take it with your last meal.
Yeah.
With this, so you take it with your last meal. As you're sort of ending your eating window. When I'm ending my eating window, I probably will have had tea a bit earlier, but then I finish my eating window I make like protein brownies or like some nice protein treats, and I'll have one of those like 15 minutes before my eating window finishes, and that's when I take my Omnigut with that, and then that's working through the night as your body's resting.
And those protein treats, as you say, you get full recipes with all of this as well. So don't feel like, oh, I don't know how to cook all these things that she's saying. You get full recipes, you get WhatsApp support, you get an app, the Thrive app, so you'll be able to search and see everything, and a community of people that will give you tips and advice as well and share what they're doing.
And I just think this is a great way to kickstart whatever you're going on to next.
Yeah.
And intermittent fasting itself is something that, with or without the products, is a great thing for people to look into. So I would recommend, if you want more information on intermittent fasting or the sets, speak to any consultant you know.
Yeah.
So anyone you know that does Arbonne.
Yeah.
If they don't know this product in and out, they will find
somebody,
someone that does.
It's great as well. Anyone that's going through the perimenopause, so it's fantastic to help with that as well.
Yeah.
Or menopause.
Yeah, it does. So yeah, all in all, 7-day Fresh Start is a definite one to be.
Yeah.
We're going to be running, like you say, the support group
Yeah.
at the end of the month. We have a support group running all the time, so you can do it whenever. But I love the fact that you have lots of people doing it at the same time.
It's
so you
really
can
fun when
support
loads of
each
people are
other.
doing it together.
When
everyone's pictures and wins.
Yeah. And it helps with like recipes and stuff because you
Yeah.
get ideas from other
Yeah.
people. They're
Yeah.
like, oh, that's good.
Yeah, and if someone feels, so sometimes when you're doing 7 days of anything, especially if you're starting it, you'll have days where you don't feel too great and you'll be like, oh, you know, I've got a headache today, or I've got this, or I've got that, and then someone else will come on and say, oh yeah, so have I. Then someone else will come on and say, oh, I had that last time and this is what I did to help that, or
Yeah.
you know, up water intake, or you know, just little things, and then you're like, oh right, so this is a normal process to go through because your body's detoxifying. So it's not a case of it's starting to detoxify and you're like every day you're like, oh, feeling great, feeling great. It does take its toll as well, but it's only for 7 days.
Yeah. And the last thing I would say, if anyone else wants to add anything else, is it does have a full refund as well. So I've had quite a lot of customers since this launched last year do the 7 days. I've done it twice myself, and 99.9% of people have used it and loved it, as have I. But I had one person, so it's only ever happened once. I've had one person that said to me it just wasn't for her. She'd used all the products, all 7 of the proteins, 7 of the Omni Gut capsules, and all 14 of the matcha powders. I rang up Arbonne and I told them, I said, my customer, she didn't get on with it. This was her order number. They gave her a full refund, and it was all empty packaging. There was nothing to send back, and she got a full refund. And I just say to my customers, hopefully you'll be like 99.9% of people and you'll love it and you'll get really great results. But if you don't, you've got that money back guarantee, which I just think is so reassuring.
What I forgot to say actually was in the box that comes, there is a QR code, and scan that QR code, and you do also get daily emails.
Yeah.
From Arbonne to help you through the week as well. So not only do you get the support group, you get the daily emails as well that help you through.
Yeah.
So there is nothing not to love about this product, and the fact that it is on offer this month. So you want to know the offers? Contact someone.
Yeah. Anything else to add?
I don't think so.
No, I can't wait to
Yeah, me too.
And if you don't fancy it this time, just watch us, guys, because all of us four are doing it.
Yes.
So.
And all of our partners apparently as well.
Yeah.